with some of the LN maps. However, that's like very, very slight because Windy S is not here to my knowledge. And he is, I believe, South Korea's strongest LN player, or one of their strongest LN players. So they're not bringing their A team necessarily to LN, but however, all the players are still very strong. So only time will tell.
Oh no! All right, no. See, now I'm gonna get stuck saying that being said, and no, I like the only time will tell a whole lot better than that. It does look like they have their first warm-up setup. However, though, it looks like it's going to be ET Mania Mix. And we should be getting this thing underway in just a moment.
The warm-up doesn't seem to be loading for me, unfortunately.
I don't understand what this salve means. Like, why do they keep on saying it?
Well, he said it, so hope chat's happy about that.
Oh, wow, this background.
It's the ET Mania mix.
All right, let's see what our players have in store for us.
Oh, I just saw the block. Plastic. Jackheads and Guilherme showing off with that hard rock though.
Trying to warm up the timing window in this. I wonder if we're going to see any free mod picks a little bit later down the line.
Robot!
It's a robot. It does look like this switches up a little bit, so it's going to test every ability they have, I do believe. Not a bad warm-up pick.
I believe it's literally like all of the very high star rating maps. Like if you look at the background, I'd see what Imperishable, Night Blastics, II. Let's see. There's The Limit Doesn't Exist, Mania, etc., etc., etc. So it's all the well-known hard songs that are ranked on this Mania.
All the PP maps.
Ooh, we will see a couple of misses. And those are our first misses, actually, coming from Felipe Link and Hill at the same time there. Silly Fangirl is still going really strong. Jacket
Only FC right now.
Yeah, you are correct. Jacket, Cheetos, and Kobo all dropping during that last section.
Those patterns in Imperishable Night were much nicer than the original. Much, much nicer.
So even though that Silly Fangirl holding the full combo there and a relatively high accuracy, still not enough to just overtake the base accuracy with Jackheads and the Hard Rock having a 99.30, kind of dipping in between there.
Not only that, but Felipe Link seems to be struggling a little bit in terms of keeping his accuracy up, so that is not helping the cause at all.
I mean, we do know that Felipe has been speed boosting basically heavily over these past couple of weeks. However, his accuracy is still, I think, subpar compared to a lot of these other players that are on this top level of play. Nate with the full combo though, or Silly Fangirl.
I still like just Nate the Ruben. I feel like, though, we should probably say Silly Fangirl for stream's sake, but everybody knows it's Nate by this time. I mean, if you're watching the grand finals, you know that. Unless you're dead, dude.
Oh.
You what?
Nothing.
I heard you.
You heard nothing.
Oh yes! They're using it! I'm so glad!
Hey, look at that.
This is Korea's warm-up, 100% sure of that. So, Brazil actually picked the 4K ET warm-up. This is... Yeah, I actually just recently did this.
Lock tab. Giving you a little bit of love.
Another
6 minutes, whoops.
marathon, eh?
It's a little bit different than Our Journey in a Blood or Bokutachi no Tabutsu to Love. Gil
Check.
asking if there's SVs. There might be one section. It's at the very end.
I like how you just motion to say one, and then you have to just add section to make sure that you're somewhat honest.
Not really sure if there's one.
The thing
or
is that I
two.
didn't normalize the BPMs, so there are slow jams as well. However, that's not technically SVs. That's literally just BPM changes.
Yep. Gotcha.
And also, this could have been a lot worse. I toned it down from what it originally was.
Oh, why?
To make it nicer.
So is this actually going for rank 2?
Maybe. We'll see. I think it comes down to hit sounds.
Yeah, you don't need to
Because,
explain that to people.
Well, regardless, this song actually has a lot of everything. I kind of had like tiebreaker maps in mind when mapping this, so it'll be actually pretty interesting to see how all these players sight read on this, because there's actually everything, I think. Even like a little long note section that I threw in. There's actually a lot more long notes than I usually use in mapping. Wait, 4 hours?
What? Oh my.
A 4-hour download?
Somebody's got internet that's not even worthy of being called a potato internet.
Bushnet.
What comes after? What's below potato net?
Well,
Like, I haven't heard of anything below potato quality.
Oh man.
I feel like, well, Brazil is going to win at least some prize money, so with that, they could afford some better internet, maybe.
Nail net?
Oh no.
No, I guess potato does kind of take the cake. Yeah, 4 hours is just. Yeah, there's no way.
This is a strategy, is to make
So
sure
yeah,
that
I guess we're
everybody's
just
hands are
going to
full.
see, we're just gonna see Andre instead of silly fangirl instead.
So, quick question: how large is the file size on this? Just to get an idea. I'm curious.
I'm gonna actually check.
I mean, if it's a 6-minute song, I can imagine like 12, 13 megabytes. If it's got a storyboard, maybe.
Yeah, it's
20.
like 14.
It's 14. So.
I think
like,
the
for 4
yeah the
hours to
MP3 is
take-
literally the whole thing.
To take 4 hours on 14 megabytes, you would have to be downloading it like 2 KB.
Andre's liking the map too, but thankfully his internet's not quite as bad.
Whew.
Thank y'all in Twitch chat for your patience and banter.
Banter was always appreciated. It's what we strive off.
Not a cheese, I have no idea.
And you guys can just feel free to blame Daiki for, this hold up and everything.
Oh yeah,
Why?
most definitely.
Why? I'm not the one who picked the worm up.
You
You're a
made it.
scapegoat.
You're the scapegoat, that's all it is.
Hashtag blame Juan. Let's get the hashtag blame Juan.
There
in
you
chat.
go.
You're supposed to be commentating.
Oh, that's messed up, Daiki. He's not even here today.
You'll see the VODs. They'll see the VODs.
He's gonna throw him under the bus on the vibe.
The funny thing is,
I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed in Twitch chat if they start going. Oh, yep, there they go.
here's the funny thing. I offered one a spot to commentate, and he gave it up so Daiki could commentate.
That's cold
Blame
blooded.
Juan, blame Juan, blame Juan.
So it is Juan's fault.
The root of all the problems truly is Juan Crystal.
Poor one.
They'll be cursing us from the sidelines, most likely.
Alright,
We're
here we
finally
go.
getting into the map. Oh, Gil and Jackheads are both going hard rock.
That's a really nice background.
I chose it to actually mirror the Bokutachi background as well.
Ah, very tasteful.
Felipe Link dropping that.
Okay, so I had a quick look at the accuracies from both teams from round of 16 through the finals. South Korea has an average accuracy so far of 99.66.
That is mildly gross, given how long of a period that spans.
Now, here's the sad thing. One already said, I mean, it's still pretty high, but Brazil's kind of a bit behind at 98.88%.
Yikes.
So, I mean, it's not looking good for Brazil here.
Well, the thing you got to take into account, too, is that Brazil more so specializes in speed than they do accuracy, so they're going to be a little bit closer to the expected median of scores you would get in finals, whereas South Korea's 99.66 is certainly not going to hold water here. We're not going to see consistent 99.6 averages on all of these maps. South Korea is good, but to perform at that level of consistency for a three-player team is simply inhuman. We shall see, though.
I see what you mean about the hit sounds, Daiki. It's actually really well done, though. It's just I can imagine going back and having to re-hit sound everything on that with as many objects as you have placed out there.
Yep.
That's gonna be a blast. Whew.
Some really tough pattern usage here. Semi-manipulable bursting there. And look, we're already getting to just have a taste of the consistency that the South Korea team has. Kobo still holding 99.96. Cheetos at 99.72.
And keep in mind, I don't think any of these players have ever played this map either. I think Andre is having some trouble with his keyboard or something, because he keeps dropping down to very low HP randomly. Or he's just combo break rushing.
Mizia finally dropping to Shaky, and the full combo still all on Hard Rock. Rather impressive at that point.
Only full combo remaining, I think, is Cheetos currently. Felipe is a little bit far behind because he dropped a little bit in the initial long note section, and he just made a drop right now.
Seeing the struggle there a little bit at this section, and is also going to drop there. And it looks like Cheetos might actually hold that. Oh yeah, I forgot. This song's really long.
Yeah, we're a little bit over halfway through, and the hardest part has yet to come.
Oh,
There's a little bit of climax theory to this. Hashtag climax.
it's so evil. But it is looking very good for South Korea at this moment. Jack is holding very high combo as well. Felipe Link and Andrea both finding a little bit of a drop there. Not something you really do. Gil bringing his combo back around to the 450 mark.
Oh,
And last full combo no longer standing. Cheetos finally finding a break at the 2/3 mark. Oh geez, the speed cut. Ooh, this long note usage coupled with slower BPM is somewhat cruel, actually.
I told you, I try to incorporate everything, and also slow bursting.
As the tempo gets closer to going back to normal here, it's just, again, look at South Korea go.
If you also didn't notice, there's some mini jacks in. There's a lot of mini jacks in the jump screen.
It sounded like there could have even been more. It sounded like you held back away from the piano melody a little bit. On,
A little bit.
on quieter notes. Yeah.
There's the SB.
Oh,
Cheetos
that was-
actually
Surprise!
cite- A lot of them cite surprise.
I have nothing to say to that.
Oh no.
Oh man, that was.
Aw.
Man, oh well.
Apparently, Juan's giving us a taste of his curse power and said that was just a warning.
I think he's angry because of what we said earlier.
He was probably here
knows.
the entire time.
He knows we've been busted already.
All right. Now the warm-ups are done, guys. A little bit of a long warm-up there. Now we will be getting in with our bands and rolls, so we should be seeing that in just a moment.
Come on, 90 plus.
I'm waiting for the 100 dream.
We need a hunt. We need a 100.
100 and a 1. We need both.
Oh no.
Let them both happen
It's
at
like-
the same time.
Imagine if they both get 100 and they both get a 1.
Oh
It'd be
boy.
perfect. I mean,
Very-
the chances of that happening, though, are pretty slow. What? Slow? Low. Pretty low.
It's like 1 in what? 10,000?
10,
Bye.
1 in 10,000, yeah.
Yep. Nate is dreaming about his life.
Well, now that we're at this junction in the match here, I mean, I feel like the bans are almost predetermined already. I have a feeling that South Korea is not going to even want to bother with ready-made love.
15.
Well, I mean, they did ban that out in their only match against the US.
15 and 71 and look
Wow.
That means Brazil gets the first ban, South Korea will take the second ban, and then South Korea will head into their first pick.
Southern Waters battle? I don't know if they want to play that. That might be a suicide mission.
Do you reckon Brazil
I
might
think
ban
Brazil
out
actually
Freedom
just-
Type?
I think they go with Freedom Type here.
Because they banned that out in both their other matches against Japan and the US.
Yep, there
Freedom
goes
dive it
Freedom
is.
There we go.
And
So,
Ready-Made is not going to see the light of day. That is my prediction.
as far as we know, yeah.
Good, nice ban.
Yeah.
Homemade chocolate.
Get out of here.
The sweets are out.
I don't think they like that one.
It's far past Valentine's Day. Get that in the trash.
Or flip side, it hasn't happened yet.
Well, it's like still 2016, so Valentine's Day 2016 already happened.
You assuming it hasn't happened? Luckily.
Question here is, what's South Korea going to open out with against Brazil?
Violation.
I remember they don't like stamina picks that much. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, Sun Valley might actually be a choice.
Maybe the hybrid
Oh,
LN
no.
Glute.
Jacka is saying rip I, so I think they know that Brazil is also good at I, so they're debating it.
Ah, that's right. You can read Korean. Or are they actually picking it?
I guess.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought they banned out ready-made love.
Yes, they
That-
banned Ready-Made Love.
And they are choosing Limbo.
Okay, so
I
they are
Limbo.
choosing I. They were debating it.
We're going to likely see a swap for Andre in here. I believe Andre played.
Yes, he did the previous time that we faced.
Yes. And that's the swap right there. We're going to see Felipe Link go.
And we will see this map also having 100% pick rate.
Every single match.
Very impressive, especially considering that this is a somewhat nerve-wracking SV pick.
Also, interestingly enough, the only teams... So, Ready Made Love has been banned out twice. Freedom Dive has been banned out 3 times. All 3 times by Korea and Brazil.
Yeah, and just to give a big heads up to those that are watching, as you can probably already see on stream, this is a best of 13 match. So that's 7, not 6. So there will be no 6-0 hype dreams today, because if you're looking for a sweep, it needs to be 7 points.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's not gonna be a 6-0, it's probably just gonna be 7-0 instead. But hopefully that won't happen.
And I got faith that Brazil can at least get a couple points. Like,
I'm really
All
hoping
you
they
in
can.
Twitch chat, Brazil needs all of your strength, so we'd better
All
see a
of it.
lot of that.
all of it, all of it.
All right, here we go. Song number 1 in this best of 13 is going to be Korea's leadoff pick, Limbo. SV pick. Here we see Andre come in for Brazil, of course. And the support for Brazil is very real.
I mean, it is like, what, 10:50 in Korea, so it's fairly early. And that might have an effect on the Korean players, however. We won't know for sure. They were looking pretty strong during the warm-ups. And Silly Fangirl with the first miss right off the bat. Actually, Andre missing a little before that, I believe.
Yeah, Andre bombed the transition into the slowdown. Silly after, and not looking good for them at that kind of start. Killer Meziat holding the double S for the team, but surely not going to last too much
Jakade
longer.
is also holding that double S, so they're matching each other currently, however.
Yeah, with Cheetos and Kobo both holding 99.90 and 99.59 respectively at that point.
Andre with a massive drop right there. That wasn't even a hard section.
Gil also dropping right before it got into that hold note section there, but that's not going to be good for Brazil.
And there's the wall of consistency we've already mentioned multiple times. South Korea, 3 full combos halfway into the map here and still going very, very strong.
Jakad still with that 100%.
No, we don't need to have Z-Trot do anything if Brazil loses. At all.
Rip the double S dream in grand finals.
Coming into the last set of SVs here, chokes are very possible. It's very easy to jump the gun here, and South Korea's got about 80,000 points into it, so there is a slight margin for error, but not to be, messed with here. You don't want to get too complacent.
Yeah, you'd have to totally tank at this point. Like, not just a few misses from both team members, but you'd really have to see a complete upset.
Oh man, Korea's accuracy through this section is absolutely amazing.
I do believe Jakad is probably like 50% robot, if not more.
I was about to say, only 50%?
I'd like to believe that
Thing
there's
is that-
still a human behind those keys.
Cheetos actually caught up in percent to Jakad.
Oh, Silly with an unfortunate miss, causing his score to dip below 99.65 there. Looked like a couple of drops, but impressive accuracy coming from Silly Fangirl and Giller Meziat. Unfortunately, Andre just not able to keep up there.
You can see it near that about 35% in. That's where he had that major dip, and that's probably where it just kind of went downhill for him. He did bring it back up pretty quickly, but there's really not much you could do at that point. I mean, South Korea is a wall, like you guys have said. The consistency is going to be high every time, and in order to get a point, you have to beat them at their own game, and that is incredibly hard. Daiki mentioned earlier a mountain face that they're going to have to climb straight up. And I'm starting to believe that it might actually be angled in the opposite direction. So not
Fighting
only
against
is it-
gravity.
Yeah, you're fighting against gravity. Oh man, it's gonna be rough.
We're seeing Andre getting swapped back in for Felipe Link here, which might be a little bit more indicative that, although honestly, Andre is mostly a utility player at this point. I don't think we're going to be seeing Andre for any other maps here.
Yeah, especially since Ready Made was banned out.
Felipe Link coming back in here, and there goes Morgan Glute. So they're going to pick a long note pick against South Korea, but a little bit more of a hybrid pick here. Not to be fooled, even though Morgan Glute's technically one of the easier LN maps, it is very easy to get lost. I actually experienced this in our match against Brazil and actually failed. Some of those patterns are very, very conducive to just causing nothing but CB rushes. It's very, very tough to get your bearings once it happens.
Yeah, but you were able to bring it back and recover, though. I mean, I haven't seen, actually, I don't think we've seen a single fail in the
Japan.
Japan?
Japan, and it was not a single fail. It was an entire team fail.
Oh yeah, that's right. What match was that?
That was Brazil and Japan. The score was 4-0 in favor of Brazil, and Brazil ended up going with Southern Waters Assault, and all three players from Japan ended up failing in the midsection.
Ouch.
Let me tell you something. Southern Waters Assault plus score V2? No.
In any case, we're going to be heading to Morgan Glute as Brazil's next pick to hopefully take one off to South Korea, because South Korea hasn't legitimately lost any songs this entire tournament. There was the one lost by disconnect, but I don't think that really counts as a loss.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that counting as a loss. I mean, internet is a problem. It definitely counts when it comes to the full match, but in terms of actually being beaten, I don't think that's something that they have to worry about too much.
In any case, I think the person who would have to worry most about their internet would be Silly Fangirl. In any case,
Oh,
not
boy.
Korea.
Mezzi had off to a slightly rocky start there. His percentage dipped quite early on. Might have hit a 200 in a really
Cheetos
random
makes
spot.
early drop.
Yeah, crazy miss there from Cheetos, dropping early. That's not going to be good, but that is going to give a potential for Brazil to bring that point score in their favor. As long
However,
as
it looks like
stay
Felipe is struggling too. However, Cheetos is continually dropping.
Very much so. Gil actually really tanking on this section. Not going to be good. Accuracy dipping below 98%. Felipe Link still struggling there as the score will instantly flip back over to South Korea.
This is the thing that I mentioned earlier on. And look at that life bar drop. Just one mistake absolutely kills your life bar if you're not careful. A loss of focus is extremely dangerous on this map.
But Jakaru and Kobo are holding both very strong. Oh wow!
Whoa.
Just as I say that, there's the first drop for Jakaru.
Yeah, we'll
And
see
just
another
like
miss
that,
for
it was
Gil
a-
as well.
Jakade's drop and another
he's
set of
taking.
misses.
Oh my god!
Jakade's percentage down to 98.3 and still going downward. And
However,
despite
Felipe
that
Link
fact,
is also tanking on the other side, and that's like, oh my god, that was a surprise.
Silly Fangirl's O2 Jam experience is coming in very much in handy here. Look at that accuracy. The combo's still going strong. Only one with the full combo out of all 6 players.
Yeah, I highly doubt the internet's going to be a single problem. We will see double misses from Felipe Link and Gil as well. And it's
Along with
unfortunate.
Kobo on the other side at the same exact time.
Yeah, Felipe Link finding himself another miss. Not going to be good. Oh, there goes the full combo from Silly Fangirl. Everyone dropping there for a little bit. It only looked like Jackheads held that, but that is going to be a victory for South Korea. Very close this time, though, guys.
That was much closer than anything else.
Yeah, 45,000 point victory in favor of South Korea there. And again, Morgan Glute is just incredibly risky for either side, because if you make a mistake, your percentage gets absolutely destroyed.
And looking at these scores, though, if you take the top 2 South Korean and top 2 Brazilian scores here, Brazil edges out South Korea by a lot there. However, the difference between Felipe Link and Cheetos on long notes looks to be a little bit too much. However, if we look at that, Felipe Link is still very good at long notes, so perhaps one of the other long note picks will actually help them out later in this match.
Another thing worth noting between Kobo Cheetos and Felipe Link is that Kobo, or I think it was one of either Kobo or Cheetos, had a higher miscount than Felipe Link, and Kobo had somewhere around 40, 200 or so. But Felipe Link's 13 miscount is also complemented with over 300 200 judgments, and that is absolutely murderous to your score.
Basically, anything that isn't a 300 is bad. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Because the Rainbow 300 accuracy isn't highlighted very well in this Score V2 iteration, so it's pretty much 200s, 150s, and misses are everything. It looks like Korea is going to head into Hellfire.
Core to hell.
Yeah, Nate had no idea they combo broke on that either. If you looked in the chat there, you could see, oh, did I slider break? Rip me. So, like, just worrying about a slider break's one thing, but literally almost FC'd that entire map.
Yeah, very impressive, especially given Score V2's mechanics.
Alright, it does look like we're going to have to wait for just a moment here. A little bit of banter going on there. I guess while we're waiting, Locktav's going to hold his breath. Hope we're not waiting long. You know, holding his breath, passing out and all kinds of other terrible things.
I think I'm going to go get a cup of water myself.
All right, and we will see Kobo coming back here, so this thing should be getting started in just a moment. Hellfire is definitely a faster map. I don't know how this one's going to play out. I mean, South Korea is just so strong at this point. I don't really see, like, when we saw Morning Glute there, that was crazy. I was not expecting the dips that we saw, so maybe we'll be surprised again.
Speaking of Morgan Glute, that map got picked up twice so far, both times by Brazil.
I can definitely see why. I mean, they almost had that.
Certainly very, very close there, but now we are on the third song of the match here. Hellfire picked by South Korea. This is absolute core to hell here.
I think South Korea's consistency will easily carry them through this match.
Yes, yes. As long as they don't have any major drops. I mean, it's very easy to be off point on any of these transitions. When you drop hard.
Yeah, as we make our way about 25% into the song, we will see a drop from Felipe Link and Kobo respectively. But Felipe Link's accuracy is absolutely tanking here as it just barely comes back up to the 96% mark.
Kobo, the lowest accuracy on the South Korean team right now, getting, oh, they both missed here, Kobo and Giller, but now Giller percentage is worse than the worst player on South Korea at the moment. That does not bode very well for them.
And
Not
we're seeing
at all.
almost a 70,000 score gap going into halfway through the song, which is massive given the length.
We've still got one more nasty section of chords here. It is very possible to have an absolutely horrifying tank here. I mean, we can see 1% plus if you don't get your footing quick enough.
However, even if that's just 1%, is that enough for Brazil to bring it back if the 1% drop is on the Korean side?
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. And look at them plow right through that. Not a single
Jesus
break.
Christ.
Not a single break, and that is absolutely it. There is no shot. Very easy to see why this is South Korea's pick there. They're very, very strong at it. Even with Cheetos dropping, he's still at 99.84. Lowest score on SK is 99.66. No players right now. Oh, Silly Fangirl still hanging at 99, but dropping.
And almost a, oh my gosh, that's 250,000 point difference right there.
Yeah, that's going to be a very decisive win for South Korea, bringing that 3-0 in their favor. Three more matches till potential match point.
Look at those ratios. Pure destruction. Worst ratio being 334-13 with regards to score v2. And then the best on the other side is 508-42. I mean, you really cannot get any more clearer than that.
I like don't know what else to say because I think South Korea's performance is like speaking for itself.
Oh
It's,
man.
like Brazil being the second place team and very well deserved second place currently. Well, I'm saying second place as if they've like already lost, but like Brazil being the other team in the grand final, sorry. Like you can see just how far behind they are from South Korea right now. However, they are going with boats.
And Korea does not look happy about this pick at all. I wonder if there's a little bit of discomfort here. And rightfully so. The risk involved with playing this is extremely high.
Score v2. It's
Sink
a
or swim.
big danger.
I guess it's either sink or swim at this point.
Yeah, maybe they can use that 90-degree angle that they're climbing up.
More like sink or sail.
This almost reminds me of the Mania World Cup last year, where people were using the scales of struggle as a suicide pick to potentially draw out fails here. We saw that this happened to Japan. I'm wondering if they're trying to pull that again.
I always do like a good suicide pick. It's a very interesting strategy.
Who's gonna die first?
Yeah, it's
The
a
key.
good strategy. If you're behind, you've got nothing to lose.
Well, the
Very
thing is
true.
that it's very easy to tell who's going to die first if you have the key.
Oh my god.
I'm done. I'm done.
done.
I'm checking out. Let me just, grab my keys.
Felipe Link with the first drop of the match, and then Silly Fan go right afterwards. I feel like this reminds me a lot about how South Korea was complaining about when the United States picked image material up against them. And they were like, oh, stamina, I'm gonna die. And then it's like, no, they're fine. They're actually fine, and they're wrecking this.
We're gonna have to wait and see for the second part of this map here. Once we hit about, well, score v2 makes the combo a little bit different here, but the second third of this map is very, very crucial here because once you get lost, it is so hard to get back on point, and that life bar just drops. And we're getting nearer and nearer to that section here. Cheeto's still holding a very, very high combo here.
I believe that's... Nope, never mind. Silly Fangirl actually does have the highest percentage.
Here we
accuracy
go.
Here.
This part is absolutely disgusting. After we get past this opening, it starts to get a little bit nastier, and the moment life bar drops happen, they're going to happen hard. It's a matter of who's going to hang on longer. Felipe Link showing a couple of drops here, but managing to get footing back. Jacare, Cheetos, Felipe Link dropping a little bit.
Ooh, this is
Felipe's
really-
life bar's coming down a little bit. He's having trouble regaining that
Oh,
footing.
that's
He's down to
scary.
half.
Oh no!
And there it is.
Oh, no.
He hasn't failed yet.
No,
He
he's...
hasn't failed.
Oh, no,
There
there
it
it goes.
is.
There's the fail.
Killer Meziat not too far behind,
Oh,
failing
boy.
himself down to about 10% life. Jacket's down to about 50% life. He's not having the best of times here either. Killer Meziat managing to hang on. Felipe Link still hasn't recovered yet. Killer Meziat out of the failing zone, but Felipe has got to bring his accuracy up. It is slowing his life gain down. Also, worth noting, Silly Fangirl still above 99% after that onslaught of long notes.
I feel like we don't give.
Felipe Link is alive again.
I feel like we talk a lot about some of the monstrous players, but we often overlook Nate.
Nate is a monster.
Nate is a massive monster.
Well, when you change your name to Silly Finger, it's a little bit harder to remember that, hey, you're Nate the Ruben and you're really good. I mean,
That was a bit of a silly name change.
Yeah, one could say.
Wow, well done, Deadbeat.
Slane actually thought Nate was a chick. I'm sorry.
See, I can see why you'd make the mistake. But okay, yep.
But we also have like stupid man and stupid woman. Like, there's
We'll
stuff that
see.
happens.
We'll see misses from Nate and Felipe Link. Jock is also finding a miss, but Cobalt and Cheetos bringing it back up. It looks like the score lead is definitely there. Everyone's come back. Cobalt's HP dropped really hard there for a moment.
Oh, watch
but it
out
does
for
look like they're bringing
Cheetos.
everything back up. Oh,
Cheetos
no,
taking
yeah.
a little bit of life bar dip here. And something that not a lot of people realize is these long note maps are so much more draining than they look because your hands are anchored to the keyboard to try to time those releases properly. So they might be suffering from some stamina loss here as well. Still a little bit to go. Fails could happen here if the stamina starts dipping.
Oh,
Link's
Cheetos
life
is
bar
starting to
dropping.
break bunch.
Yeah, we got to watch. Felipe Link is breaking as well. They're trading back and forth there. Felipe Link having some trouble regaining footing, and their life bar is dropping a little bit.
I feel like all maps should just be like struggles for life.
Oh, watch Cheetos again. That life bar is dipping dangerously low.
Felipe,
Still a little bit lower.
Felipe.
Oh, Felipe is
I
very
think
low.
he's
but-
alive. I think he's alive though.
Yeah, and no more song to cause any fails, unfortunately. As close as that was between Cheetos and Felipe Link, we're going to end up seeing this go in favor of South Korea, barring some sort of crazy disconnection.
Oh man, don't say that. But it does look like we will see yet another victory for South Korea, taking that 4-0, bringing 2 points away from potential match point for them. Brazil's definitely going to have to give it their all to get some leeway on this match. They need to get a footing. A footing is the start, and the start can be the comeback. And the dream still lives, Twitch chat, I believe.
Silly fangirl, what in God's
99.
name are you
Oh my
doing?
God. But then, like, you look at the other side, and it's like a testament to how consistent they are. They all got 98s.
Yeah, lowest score 98-32, oddly enough, by Jackets. Oh, look at Cheetos.
Cheeto.
Vowing absolute vengeance on the map. You will no longer exist at this point.
This is just a little bit of USA inflicting a little bit of pain onto South Korea after we
Brilliant.
died.
Thank you, Gekito. You have done your job. Never forget. Gekito, the mapper who took down 3 Japan players in one fell swoop.
Yep, they're
wonder-
gonna go with chamberizing.
Oh man, I've always wondered that. I know I like it when, like, I literally only made 2 difficult maps in my whole mapping career, I guess I would say. And I've always liked to watch the pros fail, but I wonder how I would feel if I saw something like being played on the World Cup and an entire team died out on it. I don't know if I'd be happy or sad.
You know
It
what's-
depends on the
Right.
reason why you map. Some people are sadistic mappers, such as Halogen. He maps to be very uncomfortable, so like people failing on his maps will probably bring him pleasure.
He's very much correct. There's just one bad thing. There's nothing worse than crafting something to be incredibly rude and then failing on it yourself.
1970, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, we
Just
kind of grilled you a little bit on the stream there.
Oh, that's quite all right.
I was like, I can only imagine the amount of rage going through his head. Like, I made this. No.
It's so funny
My map has
because
betrayed me.
you know, like the tiniest backstory. I make this for the tournament. Voyage 1970 was intended to be a grand finals pick for my tournament. So I'm like, yes, I'm gonna inflict awesome pain. And then that match never happened. So awesome negative karma with nowhere for it to go.
Oh no.
And then look a couple months later.
All I know is if I match something super hard,
Oh,
end
Wisp
up in
is
the
coming in
World
for
Cup.
Jakadu.
Wow, what a surprise here. Jakada's accuracy is really, really strong. I'm very surprised to see him coming in place here. I'm wondering if Jakada needs a break for any reason.
Yeah, that was interesting. I would have thought that's a Bakover.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, Wisp is a very good player in his own right, but his accuracy is not quite as strong as the other three there. So this could be just a safety precaution, if anything, to make sure that he doesn't wear himself out, which is perfectly fine when you have the ability to swap out.
I was gonna say maybe Wisp just feels more comfortable in this one than Jacode does. There is always that possibility.
I suppose it's possible for the ending.
We'll just have to wait and see.
But yeah.
Apparently Jakadu was hurting when he was streaming last night, according to someone on Twitch. So he might actually just be giving himself a rest right now.
You might still be feeling that if that's the case.
Perfectly appropriate, and that's one of the reasons why it's great to have the ability to swap people in and out. Chamber Rising is a very good strategic pick for South Korea, given their consistency and knowing that Philippe Link is a little bit lacking on the accuracy department here. So as long as everything goes the way that it should, this should be one of their safer picks here.
There's one thing I've learned from watching these World Cups, though, is nothing can actually be considered a safe pick. Yeah, you can win it, but one slip, one mistake can cost it. And we've seen it time and time again. Felipe Link will find the first miss, though.
Very, very possible to slip up here. There are some pretty tricky bursts. The ending, of course, is extremely difficult.
Cheeto's finding the first miss on the South Korean side.
Hitting the 1/3 point map. Oh, wow. I was just about to mention how Kobo had a 99.93, but his percentage dropping a little bit. He might be wearing himself out just a little bit, trying to maintain that really, really high accuracy. And Wisp doing a very, very good job, I might add.
0.20% off being perfect, so yeah.
Oh wow, Nate tanking to under half HP right there. And his percentage pretty much died off right there.
Wow, absolute disintegration there. That percentage barely hanging on to 98% now, and that's really, really bad news for them.
I mean, those bursts are so fast that it's so easy to just rush one of those patterns and drop so many 50s and misses there.
Yeah, the Titan timing window really makes those bursts hard to control. It's very easy to mess up on the tail ends or just misread a burst in general.
You can't, with Hard Rock, you actually can't cheat bursts at all, basically. You need to hit them as you see them.
Wow, after all that talk about Wisp subbing in Jackets, he's certainly doing his job. He is in the lead compared to the rest of the South Korean players right now, and that is, he's doing his replacement justice, that's for sure.
So yeah, just in case y'all weren't wondering, South Korea doesn't have 3 good players. They have, like, everyone.
Coming into the last... Yeah, coming into the last part of the song here, and we're seeing Brazil bringing down a bunch of drops here, and South Korea's got about a 150,000 point lead with only about 15% of the song to go. There's a really large polyrhythmic section here, mixture of 2 rhythms that gets very nasty. Exceptionally difficult on Hard Rock. And here we go. Oh my gosh, Wisp is absolutely tearing through this. Same with Kobo. Giller Meziat being the only one with a 99% on the Brazil team right now, but all 3 South Korean players still hanging on to their 99% scores and already eclipsing the 3 million point mark and then some.
All 3 South Korean players broke the 1 million mark on that song.
And Cheetos didn't change scroll speed. So not even on the most optimized of performance setups. And yet, there you go.
Jakada did that earlier as well.
Yeah, a testament to, oh, and Giller Meziat forgetting to change skin himself because he uses one for long notes. Rather unfortunate, but when you look at that, just look at that arsenal of scores. I don't even think Brazil could have topped that even with their most optimized performances, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not looking too great for Brazil here, as South Korea is just 1 point away from potential match point.
Probably just go with Voyage. I mean, they've had close LN picks. Actually, also Mirage is a potential pick. However, You do have to think about Felipe. Oh, no, they're going with Voyage.
Voyage 1970.
Hi.
USA Revenge Part 2.
Come on, Brazil. This is us attacking South Korea from afar. You have reinforcements.
Yep, and Kobo's saying, "Wisps, get the heck out." Chaknim.
Not surprising there. Wisp definitely coming from a bit more of a Step Mania-like background. Don't want to have Wisp for this.
I still think this is probably my favorite map of the map pool.
I want to say thanks, but I don't know how to feel about that.
Really?
I
I think it flows really well.
The only thing is I can't get I need to get grilling you out of my system last week. It wasn't in a bad way. I was sitting there thinking if I was in your shoes, I would be frustrated because it seemed like the first time, when you played it, you messed up midway and you picked back up instantly. So it wasn't like it was a normal miss. It felt more like something fluked.
I'll tell you right now, my Voyage run against South Korea, where I got 97.8, that was my personal best by a mile.
Ah.
I am absolutely awful at my own map.
Okay, well, I guess I couldn't give you that credit that I gave you last week. You just debunked it.
Oh man, Cheeto's nearly double S-ing the opening inverse. That's pretty gross.
Jackets is actually having a lot of trouble with this. Except Felipe Link and actually Gil as well, are tanking around 98, 97.
Silly Fangirl not having too many issues with that, and not too surprisingly, again, I've heard a lot about Silly Fangirl doing a ton of O2 Jam playing, and some drops coming now, though. And another section where you have to read the negative space in between the notes. And Giller Meziak getting a little bit lost in that inverse there. Meanwhile, look at South Korea. All three players, 4-digit combos and not stopping. Lowest score, 99.3. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, Kobo and Cheetos' accuracy is absolutely crazy. And not far behind them, though, is Nate or Silly Fangirl having the third highest accuracy as Jockets misses as I was stating that.
It's just so scary to look at the situation here because even Giller Meziat and Felipe Link's scores are exceptionally high compared to other players who haven't played this map. But when you're up against South Korea, 98.7, 98.6, it's not going to cut it.
Yep, and that will be South Korea's 6th point against Brazil.
And now we sit
looks-
at potential match point.
And it's South Korea's pick as well.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Might as well
very
just
poor
nail it in the
situation.
comment. Oh, this is gonna be. This is rough.
And Jacket's forgetting to change his scroll speed, so yet another instance where the score probably isn't as high as it should be, and yet it's still, you know.
Kobo and Cheetos both full comboing that.
I have failed the U.S. in stopping South Korea. I'm so sorry.
You could say they took.
Apparently
quite
that
the
was
voyage.
Cheetos' first full combo, actually.
Oh, good time to bring the heat.
They're looking like they're gonna go with Mirage. Which I feel like is a little bit of a poke at Brazil, given that Brazil has been picking straight up LN maps in hopes of catching South Korea off guard.
And another unfortunate reality about this situation too is that Mirage is a free mod pick, so South Korea can flex their accuracy even more by applying Hard Rock against Brazil, which is gonna even more polarize.
Oh, they're going with violation!
Oh,
Okay, so I called
okay.
violation, just the wrong moment.
Uh-oh.
And Wisp going after Kobo.
definitely understand that switch when it comes to picking the violation. Wisp is much more equipped for handling this kind of extreme stamina pick.
Okay, so far this actually has an average accuracy of 97.67.
This is all reliant on stamina.
And that's not even the lowest.
Nope.
Lowest, I think, is Sun Valley. Yeah. Sun Valley.
I think Sun Valley only had, what, one pick?
Yeah. It was picked once by Brazil against Japan.
We saw a violation in chat, but is that actually going to be the pick?
Yes, I believe it is. Chakata said that they're picking violation, by the way. And there we go.
All right.
But South Korea's just gonna desecrate Brazil with this pick. Or at least going to try to. Are you picking this because you're violation?
This is a very tough situation here because again you're basically up against a wall of accuracy, and in order to keep up with that, you've got to have three players whose accuracy are very, 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 very strong. I mean, we're not even talking very strong. We're talking borderline inhuman. And Brazil's got two players that can do that. It would be up to Felipe Link to really step up his game and bring that accuracy home. The score of E2 does punish on misses, and Felipe Link has a very strong ability to hold combo.
Well, all you in Twitch chat, Brazil needs all the help that they can get. You better be giving them your strength if you want them to take this and not have it a clean sweep by South Korea.
Use your power to put the broom away, guys. Let's put the broom away and make it at least a 7-1.
Open that closet door.
Oh man, early misses by both Giller Mezia and Felipe Link. And Giller Meziat's still having trouble holding combo, and he's getting 200s all over the place. I think his hands might have gotten cold in the downtime, and that is rather unfortunate.
Takada with that. Oh, never mind. He breaks the double S right with that.
Cheeto's at 99.95, 99.96. Now, we haven't gotten through the main meat of the streaming yet, but getting through that early stream with high accuracy is really good for building your confidence, that's for sure. Silly fangirl, Giller Mezia finding misses. Felipe Link holding strong in terms of combo there, and even though he's got substandard accuracy, his score is not too far, but there goes the combo break. Korea just absolutely slaughtering.
Like, the accuracy on Korea's side is indescribable right now. They're wrecking every single thing that's being thrown at them right now.
Two scores above 99.9%. Jackade finally finding a miss. Yeah. Alright, now it's Cheeto's turn to miss. Can I be one crystal today?
No, Gil misses.
Well, no, he's gonna get to like 2100 and then he's gonna miss.
Daiki bringing the crystal ball out. Is the fortune true?
I'm waiting.
Silly fangirl having some trouble holding combo there.
I'm not as strong as Juan.
No.
Hashtag blame Juan.
He'll miss at 2600, obviously.
So guys, just a quick little look at the current match's surroundings right now. Wisp is at 99.3. That is 0.3% higher than the best Brazil performance right now.
Well, now
Just speaks volumes. Oh, yeah. Oh, Wisp might be running out of steam a little bit here.
Yes, Cheetos actually brings his score to 99.4 at this moment. 99.94, sorry.
Wisp's hit concentration is opening up slightly. He might be running out of stamina a little bit here. He gets a break after a little while, but he's starting to tank a little bit. That life
Everyone looks like they're starting to hurt, except for Cheetos, who is still going strong.
Yeah, and time to breathe too. At this point, South Korea's got a 110,000 point lead on a song that's actually somewhat long, so this lead is absolutely massive. Question is the full combo dream gonna be real? Mania doing a decent job holding 99.1%, but unfortunately Felipe Link and Silly Fangirl not doing quite as well as they need to hang on here. Wisp's percentage finally taking a little bit of a hit, but between Jackets at 99.6 and Cheetos at 99.9, it's very tough to make up that lost ground.
Yeah, Cheetos really trying to go for that grand final victory full combo.
Of all times to make a victory lap, this is a good one.
It's definitely within reach.
He's not far away. Killer Mesiad and Silly Fangirl bringing up their combos a little bit, trying to put some sort of pressure back on the Korean team, but unfortunately the lead is just too great.
Felipe also hanging on, I think much better than he was in the earlier sections of this song.
Definitely.
However, Cheetos might actually finish with a 99.9.
His hit concentration has not opened up at all. He's not showing any signs of stamina degradation at all. What in the world is going on? This is absolutely inhuman.
He's a machine.
Oh, the 99.9 dream. Come on.
And we're right at the end of the song here.
Oh,
South Korea.
no!
Oh, and he drops! No! South Korea will take it with a 150,000 point lead.
I want to see Kobo or Cheetos' reaction in chat.
Oh no.
Yeah, and they are going to be the grand final champions. South Korea is going to take that. They will take the first place prize, as Brazil will be taking second place, and the U.S. is in third, taking home the bronze medal this year, but still good job. Now, as everyone knows, as per tradition, guys, you're not just getting out of this with nothing. We're going to go ahead and exhibition play the tiebreaker map just for the fun of it. So we're still going to be able to see this crazy map.
So yes,
Okay,
yes.
so just quickly between these two teams, final overall accuracy. So for the finals map pool, Brazil had an overall accuracy of 98.03, South Korea 99.27,
Wow.
and overall Brazil was 98.9 and South Korea was 99.66.
Jeez, that is ridiculous. There's no other way to describe that.
So yeah, I think they did pretty well.
I think they did pretty well, and they're probably feeling really good right now. Almost
We
as
got
if
our
they could
championship
fly
back.
in the universe.
This map is beautiful. I love it. Like it's just a great showcase of literally everything.
Hey Legend, can you decipher the spam that's going on in chat?
Oh god, no, not as fast as it's going.
It's the same thing over and over again.
Oh, let me see. I'm trying to get a read on it. Hold on, let me copy it so I can read it.
Cara, pero amo que Deus aprende afuera.
Okay, so just as another quick thing, final average accuracy for the finals map pool, 97.32%.
Not too bad.
For context, the semi-finals was 97.93.
And Ikfitu incoming.
Oh jeez.
I'm still kind of sad that we didn't get to see this in an actual tiebreaker situation.
Yeah. I actually can't decipher all of this, unfortunately. I love everything about this chart. It was a blast trying to learn this.
Ooh, that's actually a good question, Halogen, if you don't mind me asking. How
Sure.
much time investment would you say you put into the finals map pool?
It wasn't as much as I would have liked in the first week, or in the between the first, or I said the first week, but in the first part when I knew we were going to be up against South Korea, I basically ignored a lot of the long note stuff because I kind of figured that we were going to be permanently at a deficit against either team, and it was probably more prudent to work on my consistency for other things. I can't put an exact amount of time on it, but what I can say is my commission my effort in learning the map pools was not as high as it was last year, simply because I didn't have as much time.
That's understandable. What about you, Daiki? How much time investment would you say you gave to the final map pool?
Well, I had one job, and I think I did that job pretty well, which was ready-made love. I spent probably hundreds of plays grinding that thing out, and a lot of hours in the editor trying to figure out exactly what the heck was going on for the most part of the song. But I feel like that was a lot more concentrated, and I had like a better idea of what I needed to work on.
I think the most amount of time I spent on any map pool was probably the quarterfinals for me. Because we were up against Brazil, and I knew it was still within a range where I could be extremely powerful as a player since I've got that strong accuracy, and it wasn't really physically pressing. So, it was good to be able to put that kind of pressure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's kind of cool though. I do like to get a little bit of an insight with that. Because we don't really get to ask the players too much about time investment, but we do talk about time investment quite a bit, as it's something, you definitely want to do when you're practicing for a World Tournament, but no one really gets to know. I kind of had a little bit of insight with the US World Cup, because with the US team, I'd actually join them on their practice sessions just for fun, obviously, but it was like they'd hit it every day, at least for a couple hours a day.
I mean, I feel it's such a big event that it's like you come home for work or school or whatever, and you're like, what's on my mind? World Cup. Yep, probably practice. Let's practice. Go. And then you just practice, and then you lose track of time, and you're like, oh shoot, I should eat dinner. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, oops.
It's like, one more map. It's okay. It's just a map. It's only going to take a couple minutes. 2 o'clock rolls around.
Wow, Jackets has almost a 99 to this point. What? No?
A testament to how hard this map is everyone's scores currently, except for Jakadu, because he's a monster.
Oh, Silly Fangirl actually might have failed there. I'm not 100% sure. It was very close. This chart's very easy to fail if you're not prepared. It's easy to recover because you have adequate time between the memorization bits and the SV changes, but not at the expense of an extreme amount of stamina, that's for sure. Kind of fun part.
Oh yeah, because this totally looks fun.
Negative space, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Get a little bit of a chart reduction here. Only 1 S rank remaining on the Brazil side, 2 for South Korea. Actually, no, Kobo's still above the S rank threshold for now.
Actually, another question that I wanted to ask, since I wasn't as involved in last year's World Cup, what do you think about the map pool differences in terms of difficulty and in general, like overall selection?
Okay, I'm going to be very point blank here, and this is just pure honesty. It's not intended to be brash or anything. But last year's map pool was very boring in my opinion. And this is like, I mean, it wasn't varied enough. It was all basically speed and stamina stuff. There wasn't a lot of other technique stressed. Whereas this map pool, I mean, you can see how effective the map pool is by looking at the results of the earlier matches and comparing them from the earlier matches to last year. There were only 5 matches, if I remember correctly, last year that were not clean sweeps in group stages. We had almost triple that this year. Semifinals had a bunch of 6-3s and 6-4s. Quarterfinals had only a single sweep, 2 win by defaults, the rest were 6-2 or better. So, I mean, the map pool variance allowed teams to really showcase their specialties, and it allowed more people to participate. I think that's really commendable. I think Shoegazer and Kamikaze did a fantastic job on these map pools overall.
Yeah,
And
very much so.
It's like in my opinion, the semifinals pool was the weakest pool. And even as the weakest pool, it far superseded any of the pools from last World Cup, in my opinion. So an absolute testament to how much better and how much more variety there was. And I hope that the World Cups stay along this path of trying to have that deviation and having to showcase every skill.
Very much so. With the map
Jaka almost failing out there.
With the exhibition match almost getting out under the way, I'd like to take the time to actually thank all of the map pool selectors, Shoegazer and Kamikaze, for their excellent work this year. I also like to thank the commentators, you guys, for showing up and giving us awesome commentary and insight to the games. And I'd like to also thank the Twitch chat and the tournament staff for making sure that we had one of the smoother running World Cups that I've been in a while. This one went really well, guys. And just huge thanks to everybody. And thank you, Twitch chat, for being here and watching this whole crazy thing with us. It was one hell of a ride. We saw upsets, we saw crushing victories, we saw bittersweet defeats. Everything this year was absolutely amazing.
Felipe, don't you dare fail now.
Do not fail here. Well, regardless, as we end the tiebreaker exhibition, I think it's a fair time to pay your respects to Brazil. Everyone on Twitch chat, get your Fs out.
It's been kind of cool to see this World Cup because we've had like the World Cup commentary crew, and then we've had the soft commentary crew.
And then
It's been a really interesting mix, and it's worked out quite well.
we mashed it into a sweet Oreo of awesomeness.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Sweet Oreo of awesome. Yeah, I can dig that. I can dig that.
Beat Brazil.
Jaka chooses mania. Let's go round two.
Oh wow. Wow, there's a lot of respect for Brazil right now. You guys are awesome. And there's still some blame Juan in there too.
Best of both worlds. Oh man. But yeah, this World Cup has been very, very good. Another thing that I really wanted to point out too is the involvement of the individual teams was also much more commendable than last year. I think we had only 1/3 of the win by defaults compared to last year. I think we had, what, 4 or 5 this time around?
5.
Yeah, we had 5. We had 13 in the previous one as well. So, I mean, players were more interested. The matches were much more tense. It was a much better experience this time, and I think this is the standard now for the Mania World Cup. This is what it should be.
Yes, and remember guys, that if I'm not mistaken, and I'm guaranteed I'll be yelled at if I am, registration for the US World Cup, which is our standard competition, should be starting in around October. And
Correct.
All right, awesome, I'm right, yes.
Registration for the US World Cup will be around the start of October, in around mid-October, with the group stage or live drawings being around the start of November. So be sure to keep an eye on for that, because that will be super hype if it's anything like last year's.
Oh man, last year's
I can
World
only
Cup.
hope it's anything like last year's. That was amazing.
That was a very furious grand finals. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those that love Mania and just can't get enough of it, remember later on we will be having a 7-key world tournament. I do believe that's going to be next year though, if I'm not
Probably
mistaken.
January-ish.
Yeah.
I reckon registration will go live. I can quickly try to find out.
Yeah, so the 7-key cup will be happening after the US World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, because pretty sure it goes 4-key, standard, 7-key, catch, or is it Taiko?
Taiko catch.
Okay, I got Taiko and catch mixed. But yes, that being said, huge shout out to all the players as well from every team representing your countries and giving it your all. Y'all did incredibly well. But once again, give a huge shout out to our first place winners here, South Korea. They came and they conquered. And definitely give a round of applause for Brazil, and even give a big round of applause in there for the US for taking that 3rd place as well.
Okay, so I was also wrong a bit, I think, with the Mania 7-key World Cup. The Mania 7-key World Cup 2016 registration was 1st to 20th of December 2015, and then the drawings were on the 3rd of January 2016. So if you're looking for more Mania goodness, keep an eye on registrations around early December.
Very much so, guys. So, from a big thank you from everyone here at OS Live and everyone in the commentators booth and our tournament staff, we all hope you had a great show. And one more time, South Korea 2016 champions for the Mania World Cup 4T tournament. And remember, rhythm's only a click away, guys, and we'll see you all at the next World Cup.